Hey, welcome to the game. The Great American Experience happens once again. I'm the Wizard of Oz. This is not my show. This show is put on for the community, and it's up to you to use it. So come on up, grab a link. Let's start the conversation. After you cut the yard, it rains, Zoom. Welcome in, Zoom. Heck yeah, man. I'm afraid to cut the yard. It's so dry around here. But we're not even supposed to get rain until Sunday instead. And that's a big question mark. Welcome in, everybody. Grab a link. Come on up. Let's start this party. Load your bowls, fill your glass, clink a couple ice cubes, and let's sit down and have a conversation. I think I'll leave the mic on so you guys can hear the frogs. Oh, it's 20 after, so fire in the motherfucking bowl. Oh, no shit. Hey, Sing, come on up, brother. Come on up. Biden shaking hands with air again. Not surprising. Yeah. So he's still playing. Nobody's there.
How's it going, man?
How's it going, Zing? How's it happening,
Same.
brother?
Not a whole lot. Did you see that Biden was shaking hands with the air again?
No, I didn't see that.
Over in Israel, he was talking up by the podium with him and the prime minister of Israel, and he turns to the side and shakes the air's hand again.
Wow. Fucking
Yeah,
idiot.
it seriously is like becoming elder abuse at this point. The people that are handling it.
Yeah.
Hey, Zach, how's it going, buddy?
They Fauci's trying to get back in the news. Oh, we need to wear masks because monkeypox. I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a butthole disease. The mask is on the wrong hole if it's on your face.
Butthole disease. TMI. Yeah.
Right? I was just putting it as nice as I could. And,
Yeah, that was probably the best way you could have put it.
Yeah.
It's just there's really no nice way to put it.
Right.
Yeah.
Give me a break. It's covering the wrong hole if it's on your face.
Oh man.
I swear. What a bunch of fucking three-ring circus bullshit this is.
Oh, that dude he wants to be relevant is what it is. He wants so badly to be relevant. So the only way he can be relevant is if we're in some sort of, big emergency, and there is none. There was none with COVID. They just hyped it up, It was no worse than the flu pandemic.
Right. Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And if you look at the numbers, actually, it seems that COVID cured the flu, cured the common cold, cured pneumonia, cured car wrecks, cured cancer.
Right. Yeah, no shit,
cured
man.
A lot of stuff.
Yep. Well, now we got a cure for the common cold. Yeah. Remember when this all started? You know what I told? Remember I told everybody, you know what we're going to get out of this? We're going to get the cure for the common cold. Sure enough, we got it. Yeah. Yeah. Puts in it throwing crayons at you again.
Oh, right on. Thanks. Yeah, I was running low. Need the energy. Yeah,
these frogs are noisy as fuck.
It's all that moisture you guys got around there.
Oh yeah, what? Where? They're hoarding the moisture. Is that what it is?
Might be. Any frogs here are probably dried up.
Oh yeah. Well, we ain't had rain here. Well, we did have one shower about 4 or 5 mornings ago.
Nice.
But yeah, nothing.
A couple months ago, remember I was getting all that rain, and even the beginning of last month, but now for the last month and a little bit, we haven't gotten any, and we've fallen into that stage 4 severe drought stage again.
Right.
The red. Yeah. Not the good one. I think there's only one worse.
Oh, wow. A blood red.
Yep.
Yeah,
it ain't good.
Bad. Yeah, it's it's just hang out, and I've been having the water every day, so
same here.
That's a hour on the generator every day. So
right on. Oh, and when I send you these goji plants, when these other two that are popping up on their own, when they get big enough, I'll send those to you. If you plant them and they look like they die out, don't dig them back up. Leave them because they will start growing. It's just sometimes they're very durable plants, but sometimes the growth, the shock of it, it'll die back, but those roots are still alive and it'll start growing out of all that again.
Okay, what are you fertilizing them with when you feed them?
I just used there's a place here that grinds up the cow manure from a feedlot, and I put it down. So that's really all I've been using on everything, except for the raspberries and the blueberries. I had to add some acidity, but that's about it. Everything else has just been cow poop, cow pies, ground up.
Yeah, I was just wondering because I'm using rabbit manure and and stuff like that, but the blueberries that I planted are doing the same thing the blueberries that I planted did last year. Now, they survived it. 3 of the 4 survived through the winter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And they're actually producing leaves, and there's 3 of the 4 are producing leaves and look rather healthy.
Now, something I learned this year, I thought blueberries wanted a neutral pH, but they want acidic pH.
They want acidic, so like rose bushes. Like rose bushes.
Yep. Yeah, actually, it's identical to, it's the same type of thing as rose bushes. And so you got to take a little area.
Yeah. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, so like me, I had to take an area, kind of go down a bit so it didn't spread that acidity out, and then put rock and cement in, and then I created their own little habitat, if that makes sense, with their soil. So, yeah.
Well,
and it's acidic.
I use the rose garden in front of the house along the sidewalk. We have my mom had rose bushes planted up all the way across the front of the house. Well, some of them died off, and I've transplanted them to where they're like right. I can put 2 blueberry bushes and a rose bush, 2 blueberry bushes and a rose bush, and that's what I've done all the way down.
Oh, nice.
So nice. I put in 6 blueberry plants this year, and they were doing fine, and then I watered them, and then turned around and the leaves started turning brown. So I'm like, oh shit, maybe I overwatered them. But the rose bushes were needing water. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sitting there going, this is not fun. Something's not right here.
It's that darn clay.
Yeah, they have to adjust to the clay.
Mm-hmm.
The blueberries from last year don't have any brown leaves on them. They're doing actually pretty good. So these plants have to adjust to the soil pH, I guess.
Yep.
And I mean, we had some orange juice go bad, so I just dumped it all along the house, right behind the bushes there, the blueberry bushes. Stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking about taking some vinegar, water, and pouring it down there as well, to help bring up some of the soil pH.
Every county here has an ag research facility. Like literally every county here has an ag research facility, and you can get free information for your gardens. And I had one guy come look at my blueberries, and that's what he told me. He said that usually blueberries will produce within a year or 2. He said, but when you're in clay, he's like, expect it to be 3 to 4 years before they really start producing, because they just they'll grow in clay. It takes them longer to develop.
Right. So I'm actually trying to add in some acidity. The clay is all alkaline, so it takes a while for it to exchange. But yeah, that's why I was saying some vinegar water and like orange juices and citrus juices and stuff like that is good for them to help
Yep.
bring up the pH.
The the one I planted this year right now is doing pretty good, but I did it differently. I dug a huge hole and then went back with that sandy loam mixed with 50% of my local clay soil, and I put 50% sandy loam in it that I got from down south, and it's actually doing pretty good.
Right. Hey, Rusty, welcome in, buddy.
Hey, Rusty. Wow, it went from like 3 people to 7, just boom.
Right? Rock on. But yeah, so I know it's going to take a while. The ones that I planted last year, they were only 1 year plants, barely 1 year plants. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
The ones that
right.
I planted this year looked to be like 2 or 3 year old plants, and they were pretty decent. So I bought 6 of them, and they're browning up like the ones did last year, and but it's just adjusting to the clay soil here.
That's what Rusty was saying. He lives in a sandy area, and his are taking off, and they took off after the first year. Is what they've got. I don't want to make it sound like blueberries have weak roots because they've got strong roots. They just don't have the strength to push through clay quickly. It takes them a while to push through it. Where some plants, naturally can burrow through clay, blueberries don't. Once they're established, they're very strong roots. They just don't burrow through that clay very well. So it takes a little while, is how the guy explained it to me.
But they'll be solid plants once they get established.
Oh God, yeah. Oh God, yeah. Yep. Good luck digging them out if it ever dies, because you're going to be digging up roots all over the place.
Right. So we got the rose bushes and the blueberries out front.
Nice.
And eventually they'll be good big plants. And that's the goji berries you're going to send are going to be planted up there as well. I'll continue the line over. So,
hey, Don.
Hey, what's up?
Did I say it wrong? my country's coming through, I guess.
Right. Right. It's all that root.
Yeah.
It's root.
See, I tried to articulate better while I'm online so I don't confuse people as much. So I don't use as much slang or draw. I try not to. Yeah. I remember that one night I was typing, but you and Pat were up, and we were talking about that if we all got going just talking like we normally do, half the people on the internet probably wouldn't understand what the hell we were saying after a while.
Right.
All right, Bob, place everything.
To one area, right?
New Year's, nice. Hey, black raspberries are pretty good.
Oh yeah, yeah. You take the black raspberries and the blackberries, and you just collect them all, and you make a cobbler.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
God, I would have let them grow, man, and just been picking them, canning them.
I got that 12 by 12 area I showed you on one of the videos. It's that's what I was doing. I was just digging them up, all the baby plants, and sticking them over there. Just set them in the ground. Get close. You don't even have to dig a hole half the time. Just to have a clump of dirt on their roots and set them over there. They'll take off.
Yep. Yeah. Once you get raspberries established, they go insane.
Oh yeah. Yeah. You can't
it's
hardly
just getting them. Right. It's just getting them established is the hard part. Yeah. Can be the hard part.
Right. But we had I had that mulberry tree I thought was dead. I just left it in the pot and set it up against the house. Yeah, I'm saying.
Yep.
But this year, the flags, all the irises, the flags of the irises came up and um, was covering it all up. I didn't see it. So when I went to go figure out where it was and clean it out, and I was looking to use the pot, I went over there and dug it out, and from the far area, and turned around, and that some bitch was a foot and a half tall and leafing like a bitch. I was like, oh wow, this is badass.
Mulberries take off.
Mulberries, yeah, they're another one of those things that are almost impossible to kill.
I've got one stinking mulberry tree, and those things will outpace my grass. And I'm out there monthly pulling up a couple mulberry trees and giving them away to people because a lot of people want them, you know. So I'm like, right. I got some. Come take them. I do that with a lot of stuff. If I get stuff that it starts getting out of control, I just start popping them up, put it out there like with family on Facebook, or just send a text out that I've got raspberries or I've got this or that. And right now, everybody wants goji berries, and don't worry, you're first online on that and everything. You're second. Get the first set. I didn't know you wanted any yet, so I sent some up to my sister, and they're already growing and everything. Nice. But then these ones coming up, they're yours. And then after that, anybody else that wants them can have some.
Rock on. And they also want that acidic soil, right?
No, they actually goji berries will grow freaking anywhere in that clay. They like a dull pH. They like the pH to a little bit of the negative, actually.
Oh, okay. So they'll take off here.
Yep, where you're at, they will go nuts. And then you'll be fighting to keep them under control, because literally 10 foot away from where your plant is, those things root out like crazy. 10 foot away from your plant, you'll have one pop up.
Oh, that's good to know. So that way I know where to place them. Right.
Yep. And that's what I did with a lot of these. I did the same thing with containing the acidity in my blueberries. I'm able to control them because I went a couple feet down and basically made some cement mortar type stuff, put a bunch of little rocks in there and kept filling it in with the cement mortar and stuff, and brought it all the way up. And it's only like 2.5, 3 inches thick, you know, nothing real fancy. And then got some cheap fiber mesh to put in with it. So it's got a solid wall, so it can't go under it and it can't go through it. So it's containing them.
Nice.
You could do it with plastic too if you wanted to.
Right. But it does decay over time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I just went through with a pickaxe and dug a, whatever that pickaxe is, 2.5, 3 inches wide, on the spade part. And that's all the wider I did.
Right, Rusty. That's exactly what I was thinking. Like, I've got this, we got a circle driveway that we're putting in, kind of thing. Maybe. Right. So I'm trying to figure out where I want to set something like that, where it's going to be close enough where I can take care of it and monitor it, but not near the garden. You know what I'm saying? Not in the garden.
Right.
Or around the house. Now, do they grow up into a tree like mulberry, or do they bush out like a blackberry?
The gojis?
Yeah.
They flop all over the place. You'll have to actually build a little square trellis around the plant, because their branches will just flop down everywhere and go all over the place. You don't have to build a trellis. I built a trellis, so it's keeping them more upright, and it's about 5 foot tall. And then I just put a piece of wire about every foot around, and it's only like 2 foot by 2 foot. So they stick out, so you really can't tell the trellis is in there, but it helps support them. Yeah. And I just used electrical wire, and about every foot I went a circle around the 4 posts that are 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot. and it seems to work perfect.
Okay. Okay.
And then, and you can cut them back. You don't have to cut them back. If you don't cut them back, they can get up to like 8 to 12 foot tall. If you're trellising them and let them, get them to go, they'll get big and they'll like flop way out and everything. A lot of people trim them back in the mid fall, and you don't want to do it at the end of the fall where it's going to get cold. You want to give it a while before it gets cold. Otherwise it'll damage that whole stem. And yeah, but it's all online, and everything they've told me online on the goji berries. I'll get us a couple certain videos because some of them don't seem to know what they're doing, but a couple people that I've followed really, really have been good. But I'll do is text you some of the videos I watch some of the people.
Okay. All right. Good deal.
Hey, Wilderness. Oh, I got your Rusty. I understand that. It takes, if they take over an area that you're trying to grow something else, it doesn't work.
Correct. And that's what I was thinking. It would be like a fence line or wood line kind of area.
Well, these are thorny, so they will keep stuff out. Goji berries are very, very thorny.
Okay. Well, you know what I'm thinking is I'm getting ready to build the aviary for the bees.
Oh, yep.
And I got to build a 4x4 cage around it, around the whole area. Where I've got 6 hives to set up, so it's going to be a fairly decent pad. I want to pour, and then I got to put a 4x4 cage, 4x4 or 3x4 beam cage around it. Keep the bears
Nice.
out of it.
Yep. And actually, this one guy that I watched to really on the pruning side of it, he's got his goji berries planted all the way around his chicken coop, and nothing gets into that chicken coop that he doesn't want to get in there.
Right.
Because it is, and they're sharp thorns. So when you're picking, you want to wear gloves. I'll warn you that now, because those thorns, you barely hit it and it's in.
Yeah, that's like it's like raspberries or blackberries. Yeah, they'll rip up your clothing. They'll fucking rip jeans. They'll fucking cut you open like a knife in a heartbeat.
Yep. Shred the crap out of your hands.
Nope.
Yeah, so you're used to it. I mean, you've done those other things. It's the same thing. So,
just because they got stuck, stop. Just because the thing sticks to your pant leg, don't think you're just gonna rip past it. It'll destroy your clothes.
Yeah,
you gotta make sure you take it away from you so you can move. Otherwise,
if you're lucky, it only tears your clothes. Every time I've tried to rip away from it, it digs in more and gets like in my leg or something like that. And
Oh yeah.
And then it pulls the branch over, so you get more of them stuck in your leg. And
there's an art to picking blackberries. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's an art to it. Have that bowl with you.
Right.
And you have to wear long sleeves.
Yep. Yeah, anytime, even if I'm doing the raspberries, and the raspberries aren't quite as bad, but they're still got those little tiny thorns. Even when I do those, I wear long sleeves. And then some of those cheap cotton gloves, but they're dipped in rubber.
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yep. You could get like a package of 10 of them for like $5 or $6.
Right.
Those are
usually
like
3 of them for like $10 are the ones I like. There's a little better protection for the fingers.
A little thicker. I the ones like that you just said I like for the winter because they're thicker and they keep your hands warmer.
Oh no, I'm talking about picking blackberries.
I got you.
The thinner ones, yeah, that thorn goes right through that material. I've done that.
Okay. And then it gets stuck in that latex, and then it's just like a.
Well, it doesn't get so much stuck in the latex and stuff. The latex is pretty good. It's the backside of the hand. Yeah, and you're like, oh shit,
Yeah.
got me, you stupid bastard.
Yeah, because there's no protection and it's really thin on the gloves I get on the backside.
Yep. That's what I was saying. You have to buy the 3 pair for $10 to get that little picker.
Right. Right. Yep. They went on sale. I think they're $8.88 for 10 now. But I got them on sale a while back. The ones I get for like $5 a 10-pack, and I got like 6 packs of them. Dude, I think I'm maybe into the second package.
Oh, really?
And this was like 2 years ago, so they they last a while. The roofing, if I try to use them on roofing, the roofing will tear the crap out of them. They don't last long.
Rusty's having problems with the fox killing his ducks.
Mm.
You need a dog. You need a ranger dog.
Speaking of fox and dogs, I had to get in the pickup and go pick up Molly because she saw a fox run by, and I decided, well, I went out to the pickup and usually she'll stay by me. Well, this fox went running out from under the pickup. So of course it was close to me. So she thought it was going to get me. So she takes off after it. I finally got my keys and in my pickup, and she's like 4 blocks down chasing this fox. It's like crap.
Right.
And that fox was fast, but I found out Molly, she's a little chunk, but she can move. It's just,
Yeah. Right. So, but
yeah,
yeah, Ranger's gonna have puppies. I mean, Ricky and Ranger, they came back from
nice,
their aloofness, and Ranger slept for a day and a half.
nice.
So,
Oh, Rusty, um, I gotta, yeah, I used to, and Emerald knows this story. It's been about 8 or 10 years ago, but I raised eggs and just as a side business and everything. And I had over 200 chickens and I think 35 ducks, something like that. And the place I had at the time, we had, 35 acres there. So plenty of area. Some neighborhood dogs, a couple neighborhood dogs got in and butchered all of my chickens over one night. That was a mess because to keep the coyotes away, we had to put them all in bags. I had to go get a backhoe. We had to put them in trash bags. I had to get a backhoe, dig a deep hole. We had to pour bleach in the hole so the coyotes couldn't smell it and everything because we're right on the edge of town and we couldn't allow it to bring the coyotes in. So we had to bury them all, everything. So, but yeah, that sucked.
yeah. Either that, or you talk to one of the guys who got a field out back there, and you dump it and then camp it. Good way to get rid of the coyotes.
Yeah, true. I tell you what, speaking of fertilizer, when I had all those chickens and ducks, that was the best fertilizer. My garden was always top of the line with the chicken manure. Hey Don,
What's up, Don? Can't hear you. It's not on.
I was
He's just said
I was pretty livid. Not at the dogs, but at the owners for not containing the dogs, and it made me mad because the guy was, this real hillbilly guy and he was going to shoot his dog. I was like, it's not the dog's fault. You should have kept them contained. I was like, if you don't do anything to the dog, I won't press this and everything. And he's like, deal, and he gave me a couple $100 and I was okay with it, even though a full grown chicken, that was basically $1 a chicken that he gave me for him. But he didn't have a lot of money. I was like, as long as you don't do anything to that dog and just treat it good, I won't press any charges and everything. And a month later, I found out that prick shot his dog.
Oh, wow.
Yep. I really wished I would have gone after him after that. It's like, man, I told you not to. That was the only reason you got out of it, is because I felt bad for those dogs.
Wow.
I always say, if you got a dog that's a little aggressive, it's not the dog, it's the owner. And
Right.
that guy proved it, because that guy was a prick.
Right.
Man, I always say that
Probably
it
didn't
almost
have
seems,
cheated because it started killing all his stuff.
well, yeah,
Right.
might have, yeah, got the taste for it. It might have been going around getting everybody's
Yep.
after that.
They once they get the taste for that, they don't stop.
Yep, and that is true. Once they get a taste of that, that's a delicacy, and they're looking for it everywhere.
Right.
I've never
feed
seen
dogs
anything.
raw. That's why you don't feed dogs raw chicken.
Right. Well, and that's why I'd never seen anything like that. I had seen, things even with coyotes that haul off a chicken, or an owl, would go in, haul off a chicken or something like that. I'd never seen something go in and just kill everything and not really take anything out of there. Hippie bus. I think Zach's calling me a hippie.
I don't know. Hey, Ghost, grab Link. Come on up. Come on, buddy.
Oh, hey, Bill. Zach, we hit 106 today. Today's our hottest day of the week. I think tomorrow it cools down to, I think we're only supposed to hit 98, 99. And Saturday is supposed to go up to 103, 104, and then start cooling down again.
Yeah. We're not quite that hot, but it is supposed to get hot Saturday. Hey, Rusty, yeah. That's nice. That's a good dog.
Hey, Don.
You there, Don? No.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
He must have some new gear.
Yeah, his fucking microphone is messing up on him or something.
Oh.
You're going to sleep. All right, buddy. We go do that then. Dream well, Patriot. And I'll see you tomorrow.
I fully understand. He's been getting up early, and I get it. Those early mornings, they come quick, and they mess up your day if you're up too late.
Right. Well, tomorrow it's only supposed to be. Let me see what it changes so damn much anymore.
Yeah.
Let's see. You have to keep track. 2 days ago, Friday was supposed to be 101 degrees, and now it's supposed to be 92, 93 for a high tomorrow.
As see, last weekend they were saying this was supposed to be our cool down week. It was going to really start cooling down, just be in the 80s and stuff. And then Monday it got up to like 90, and they changed it all to where this is going to be one of our hottest weeks of the summer.
Wow. That's our next week then.
Is it?
I think so. Well, they're saying Tuesday 102, they're saying.
God, but that humidity, screw that.
Yeah, 102, 98, 96, 99, 99 on Friday, Saturday next week. So,
see, it's dry here. So when it's 106, it's actually only 106. With your guys' humidity, when it's 102, it feels like it's freaking 130.
Right. 125s and stuff like that for heat index.
I've been through some of those places or in some of those places for a day or two, especially roofing. We used to go all over the place with some of the bigger crews, and I could not take humidity, even when I was younger.
So that means tomorrow I'm busting ass and trying to get another trailer load undone from around the garden foundation, the greenhouse foundation I'm firming up for.
Yep. I couldn't take it today it was by like, 8:30, 9 o'clock this morning. I was already going stir crazy. Got up, kind of drove to the place that I drive cement truck for, kind of kicked back with them and told him, I was like, I feel good. I can drive cement truck. And he's like, no, he's like, I know you're not supposed to. So he's like, not right now. He's like, wait until they tell you to and everything. And worst thing about small communities, everybody knows everything.
Right. No, you got to rest for a few days before you can get back to working it.
Yep. And he's a real good guy. He's an older boy. He's like, I understand. He's like, I do the same thing. It drives me nuts when I have to sit. He's like, but get your butt home and go sit. So I don't know. Tomorrow I might do some rototilling at the house just to do something. Too much energy pinned up.
Yeah. I mean, I've got all kinds of little projects and stuff. I could actually start working on if I had to get, like that. So, but when it gets that hot, I know that the AC that I got does not suffice for this room. You know what I'm saying, that I got. So we'll probably be going to the river, hanging out there, swimming.
At the beginning of the
little fish.
At the beginning of the year, I went to a pawn shop, and it was still mid-spring, early spring, and I asked them if they had any air conditioners. And they had two new in the box. Boxes had never been opened. One GE, and then this one is Arctic King. And I got two brand new 6,500 BTU air conditioners, both of them for $100.
Oh wow!
Brand spanking new. Yep. And they're like, well, this one's 6,500, and I'm pretty sure the GE out in the living room is 6,500 too.
Okay, yeah, the one I got is a 5K, and it's not. Yeah, it barely does. It will cool my room. Takes it a while. It will reduce the humidity in the room more than the point. But on that last 100-degree day, I ran it all day, and it brought the room down to maybe 85. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, does it have an eco button on it? I found out these have something called an eco button that comes on automatically. If you don't push that eco button, it'll kick on and off, and it won't cool anything well. But if you kick that off, it'll just keep cooling.
I'll look for it. Yeah, it might have something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, because to begin with, I thought I was like, crap, I got screwed. They're no good, and everything. Right. And they must have been old. And then I pushed that button, and then my house is like a refrigerator if I don't turn them off at night.
Oh, wow. No, I ran the generator all day long to run that son of a bitch, and it didn't do worth a shit. So
I have a 12,000 BTU setting here. It's the fan sounds funky. It's a 220. It's got that little plug 220, but the sound kind of the fan's got a growl to it. I don't know what's going on with it, but it's just sitting here right now. God, I wish you guys all lived closer, because I'd just give that to you if you could fix it. But I wish we all lived closer, because shipping right now is
ridiculous. Right. I know. I mean, it's more effective to actually ship money and have them buy the thing than to actually ship it to them.
Oh yeah, it cost me $300 easy to ship this to you, and a brand new one like that's maybe what, $380. So for an extra $80, you could get a brand new one instead of this 10-year-old one.
Right. It's
Just,
bizarre, dude. It's bizarre.
it's
World.
ridiculous. Yeah. It's, and now like those plants, that's going to cost me what? $2 maybe to send it because it's going to be a couple pounds or a pound at that.
Right.
And I'll probably do them bare root with just a wet paper towel around them, and then put them in a baggie, and then put a baggie around the roots, and then put a rubber band around that baggie to contain the moisture in, and then put them in a bigger gallon baggie. I just got some gallon baggies actually for that reason, and then put them in a bigger gallon baggie, and then put it in the envelope. So there's no way that moisture is going to leak out in any way. So
okay, right.
and that'll keep the roots. I hate sending things bare root, but it's sometimes it's not the best to take. Well, like if I took my soil and sent it to you, you don't know what the difference is. I mean, I could have some type of aphid in my soil that would infest, maybe doesn't do so well in my soil, but would go nuts in your soil and infest the crap out of your garden. I wouldn't want to do that.
Right.
That's the only reason I think I'm going to do them bare root when I send them to you.
Well, I'll get them in dirt as fast as I get them.
Right. And as long as I keep them hydrated, keep them moist, with that moist paper towel around them. And I mean, I'll make sure it's wet and could last a couple of days.
You know what? If you put just enough dirt, if you brought those dirt, give me just enough dirt. If you had not a bread wrapper would work, but I mean just enough to cover the roots and as they're laid out.
You don't think it hurt anything?
The dirt that they came from, and then just tie it off. You know what I'm saying?
I got you. Yeah.
It would work better if you had those plastic wraps that go around the rollers for the paint. If you had some of those tubes that come off of those paint rollers, that would work perfect. That would work perfect. And then you put just enough. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got something similar to that, but some big masonry, like big old masonry bits came in. I mean, those things are almost 2 inches in diameter, so I could probably stuff it down in one of those.
Right, and then just package that up.
And with a little bit of the dirt, it would definitely not be as shocking to it when it got transplanted.
Correct. That's what I'm worried about. Worried about. And the pH of the dirt that they came out of will be, the basis. It can carry it over till it can adjust to the soil I'm putting it in.
Nice. Yep. I might do it that way. I know the two I gave to my sister, and she came down to get them. She lives a couple hours away. She drove down here to get them. She drove back up, planted them, and she thought they died and everything. A couple months later, and she didn't mow them down. She was just give them a little bit of a chance. Just out of the blue, a couple months later, she hadn't watered them or anything. They started coming up, and now she said they're just shooting up like crazy now. So
okay, right.
So if you plant it and you think it dies, don't panic. Just give it a while, even possibly into the next season. I found that out that they may go
even a tall water bottle, a tall water bottle.
Oh yeah, right. You know what? I could probably go to the Dollar Tree and buy a couple little containers just with a screw-on lid. Even I might check into that. Or $1.25 tree now.
Right, $1.25 store. Yeah.
Yeah. I get a lot of stuff. Yeah. I get a lot of stuff there though for like planting and stuff like that. I get a lot of like their little Tupperware type things to soak my seeds in and stuff. And
right. Yeah, exactly.
It just,
for $1.25. So yeah, it makes it really easy.
Exactly. You get like a 4-pack of these little 4x4 by I think, an inch and a half high little Tupperware things that work perfect for a lot of that stuff.
Right.
Hey, Canoe.
Canoe's my brother.
Sorry, he's feeling a little rough.
Feeling like garbage day. Take your vitamins, damn it. Whatever you got, start taking them. There's my Huckleberry. I'm sorry, I haven't been reading chat. Fire in the bowl. Fire in the motherfucking bowl.
Hi, Mel. Welcome in.
I've actually, to be honest with you, when my picture wasn't showing, I was actually scanning news sites to look for anything worth even talking about.
Nice.
Fire in the motherfucking bowl. Brought to you by BigBiscuitFarms.com.
Mel is either in Europe or Australia or something like that. She said good morning. So, where are you from, Mel? Am I close? Oh, yeah, I saw that, Canoe.
Yeah. Rusty's trying to kill a fox.
Germany. Cool. Well, welcome in. We've got another chatter that's from Holland.
Yeah. Welcome in, Melon Shrimp.
Yeah. Yeah, Ivana Trump had a some type of coronary failure. I can't remember what it was exactly. Something to do with the heart.
Yeah, Ivana Trump passed away today.
Mm-hmm.
They said they found her at the bottom of her stairs.
That's just too bad.
Rusty's determined protector.
You know, I tried with those little hatching kits you got with the incubators and stuff. I bought a nice little fancy incubator. I could not get any eggs to hatch. And then one year, several of my chickens got out and they're running around. They were apparently laying a bunch of eggs and setting on them in an old tree stump that was rotted out, and it kind of gave them a little cave to get into. And I ended up with about 15 little chicks that came walking out of that thing.
Oh, really?
Yep. I guess I just had to let them do it on their own, and that's how I ended up with them.
Well, yeah, we got a bronze heritage turkey. My brother's got a bronze heritage turkey that's roosting. So she's sitting on the egg. Yeah. I need to get her
Turkeys.
What?
Yeah, turkeys freaked me out. When I was a kid, we had one. It was mean. And then when I was older, I had an incident trying to fish with wild turkeys that went nuts.
Yeah,
it's not good experiences with turkeys.
Wow, that's crazy.
I swear it's like they see me and they just smell blood and go for it.
Right. Oh, we can eat this motherfucker.
Right. Yes, they did, Zach. I will not deny it. They flat out whooped my ass. I threw my tackle box at them. I threw my fishing pole at them. And I was just trying to get out of there. Oh, God. It was, and that's when I found out that turkeys will mob attack. I don't know what I got close to or what I did, but heck, I was sitting there for probably 10 minutes. I already had my line in the river, and I knew they were kind of coming up and around, and just like that, they were ticked off.
Oh, hey, I need to get some water.
Yeah, they must not have liked where I was at. I know the first one that got me in the, I didn't think much of it. I just thought they'd, you know, be there. Well, before I even threw anything though, the first one that got me in the side and got me with that claw on the back of their thing. And then after that, they were like trying to peck at me. And that's when I started throwing stuff, just trying to get up and get out of there. And where I was parked was I'd say about 200 yards away from where I was fishing. So it was a long haul getting back to the pickup. Didn't take me long though. My buddy that was on the other side of the river, he thought it was a riot.
I got mobbed by turkeys.
Yeah.
Like, no shit, man. In
Yep.
my berry
Matter of
field.
fact, I still catch guff from them over that.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
ended
cool.
Huckleberry. I ended up with so many ducks because I brought my niece to I had planned on buying 1 or 2 ducks. I ended up with over 20 of them because I brought my niece, who was only 6 years old at the time, to look at the baby ducklings with me to pick a couple out. Problem is, I picked 2 out and she swore up and down they were a family and was just very upset that I was breaking up a family. So I left there with 20 some ducks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, I'm a sucker when it comes to all those kids.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, you can have them, Huck. They freak me out. Oh, he got some. Canoe got some rain today. Nice.
I kind of named
We're
the
dry.
turkey we got. I kind of named the turkey we got here, the male turkey, Broken Toe Tommy. He's got a broken toe on one foot and it sticks to the side. You know what I'm saying? And they normally sit like this. Well, he's got the middle toe is all broken, and so it sticks to one side. But he still walks around just fine.
What
Broken
is
toe.
that?
Huh?
What is that claw on the back that they attack with? What is that?
Raking claw. Yeah.
Is that thing hurts?
It's a bitch, man. Yeah.
Yeah. That one that when I got attacked at the river, the first one that got me in the side, that was through a jacket and it still got me pretty good. Friggin'
Rock on, Rusty. God bless you, and dream well, Patriot.
Take care, Rusty.
That's a spur, Huckleberry said.
Oh, a spur. That definitely feels like you're getting spurred and some.
Yeah, sliced open.
Yeah, and turkey's got some power.
Oh yeah, and that's yeah. Well, chickens will fuck you up too, and they're bigger.
Yeah, I had a rooster. Yep. The only rooster I had that I really liked, I had a little Banny rooster, and that thing was even a runt for a bantam. I mean, he was probably only about 3.5 inches tall, but he had the big old tail that came off and everything. He was just a tiny miniature rooster, and he'd get out there and he'd try to crow, and it was just this. It'd come out like, it's just this. Yeah, his voice. It was funny. Yep. Called him Chicken Bob.
Right.
That rooster was awesome. He was one of the first to get off by the dogs when they got in there. Oh, well, Mel, if you see one, I hope you have a good experience. I really do. Because if it's a bad experience, you'll never want to see one again.
Wild turkey's good eating, but the only thing you can eat off them is the breast. That's it.
A lot of tough meat in the legs and stuff.
Yeah, there's almost no meat in the legs. It's all tendon and uh, tendons and hard flesh.
Yeah. Rattlesnake isn't bad, Zach. It really isn't. It's a little greasy and there's a lot of little. It's almost like eating fish.
Yep.
With the little bony things and everything. Yeah, Emerald's eating snake too. It's really not bad.
It really does taste like chicken. When you cook it hard enough, long enough,
Oh,
you don't
yeah.
even dissolve a lot of those little bones.
I guess imagine an earthy chicken, if that makes sense, because you can taste the minerals in it, and everything, but it's an earthy chicken.
It's a little closer to gator than
I've
fish.
never had gator. Nice.
Oh, okay.
Don saying you guys are disgusting.
It's disgusting. Well,
and that might be why they attack. Mel, I'm guessing that's why they attack. The only thing I could think of is when I sat down to fish, I must have been close to a nest because I found out that a group of turkeys will all work together to protect nests in that group. So I must have been set down close to where one of them had laid eggs or something.
right.
Don, Zach wants me to tell you to come up. He tried, Zach. He must be having some issues with his microphone because I'm pretty sure he really wants to come up and yell at Emerald and I for being gross talking about eating snake and gator.
Yeah, see,
that.
Don T's in rattlesnake country, though. He could go out and collecting the skins and selling the hides. It would be badass. And see, for the Did you get it?
I tell you what, if you got to survive, it's good to know where to cut the head off to make sure you get past that poison sac. It's good to know all that stuff, how to clean one, because if it comes down to a survival situation, there's always going to be a lot of snakes around.
Yep.
And those things are super packed with protein.
Yeah, washing them you got to have a lot of water to wash them though, because you got to cut it all away. You cut the head about 2 inches, 3 inches from the head. Cut that off, right around, and you got to open them all the way down, and then clean them out like a shrimp.
And always remember to bury that head because that head still lives for up to 24 hours and will still bite down and inject something.
Yep.
I've run into a lot of people where they'll clean them and they don't bury the heads. It's like, man, if somebody's walking across here, if your dog runs across there, that thing it may not be able to move, but it can bite down and latch on and inject that poison. Or wild boar can get vicious. I've never been around it, but I know people from Texas that they have wild boar. Talk about people getting tore open from the tusks and stuff, like wide open.
Oh, right. Yeah. Yep. Because they're trying to feed their babies.
Yep.
The wild boars, yeah, they'll go after anything. They'll pack hunt it like dogs.
They get crazy.
Yeah, hogs ain't nothing to mess with. No, you get that, you better have a 30-30 or 30-06 or something. AK-47, something 30 caliber, so that you can take that some bitch down. You know what I'm saying?
I know we get some of those old boys up from Texas like to do bird hunting here, and they'll come up around. This area is it's like one of the top places in the nation. The high plains for pheasant. So they come up here in pheasant, and they'll tell you they can't take their dogs if they go boar hunting. They can't take their dogs because those boar will tear a dog apart.
Yeah.
Broke his shoulder. Yeah, they're strong. Youch. He's actually lucky they didn't. It sounds awful, but didn't gut him because they'll get that tusk in there and just start shredding.
Never seen a wild boar. Yeah, you have.
I was waiting for her to turn that around on one of us.
I was gonna say Rosie O'Donnell, but yeah,
Oh, oh. She's always calling us pigs, so I figured she was. You gonna say something? Hey, Jason.
Was happening, Jason? Holy shit! But yeah, no. I'm gonna have to set up for a for herbs now. I thought I could get away with the wet table. Nah, that didn't work. So I'm gonna have to set up a rack for the herbs.
Nice.
Yeah.
I saw a cool thing online that you might like. Basically, where your window is for your kitchen, you build a doorway, and then it's basically a little miniature glass sunroom, but it's an herb garden that goes off of your kitchen.
Right, I've seen those too. I was actually talking
I
about something a little more racking for the greenhouse once I got it built.
Oh, I got you. I got you.
Right, I thought the wet table would probably be a solution. No, not for that. You know, the well, I'm finding out there are certain of the herbs that are high drainage, low moisture. Actually, is is kind of key. Full drain soil kind of thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
But they require watering every 6 8 hours, something like that, to get them started. Um, so I have to build a rack and um, a water system to feed the. I got misters and stuff like that, so that's not a problem.
Nice.
But I'm gonna set it up with a water tank, probably a 55-gallon drum, so I can fill it up and just run it every once in a while.
Oh, right on. I got you. Oh, hey, Missouri.
Hey, what's up, Scott? I think that's Scott. Is that you, Scott? Is that redneck? Same Scott? Yeah, I think so.
Everybody's calling him Scott, so it must be.
Yeah. Okay,
I got
good.
it. I got it marked out where I'm gonna dig my trenches for because I'm submersing my greenhouse to where everything I grow will actually be on ground level. Where I'm walking will actually be a trench,
All right.
just to try to get keep some of that heat from the ground.
Mhm. What I'm going to do is I'm going to be experimenting this winter with is wood chip towers.
Not
Um,
familiar with those. What are those?
take chicken wire and you make a like a barrel, and then
Okay.
you fill it with wood chips and leaves and wood chips and sticks, what have you. Okay. Plus any biomatter you might want to compost anyway.
Oh, I got you. I got you. Okay.
Right. Okay. Then you turn and you wet it down, and the wood chips and the decay uh, in the tower will heat. It does get hot, and it'll
Oh
help
yeah.
keep the greenhouse warm. So I'm like, I can't beat
Huh.
that, even if I have to put a fireplace in there or a rocket stove or something like that in there.
Right.
Um, yeah, that's going to work out pretty well. So I'm going to experiment with doing those
Nice.
biomass heating.
I never even thought about it with heating, but yeah, once all those chemical processes start taking place, they can release a lot of heat.
And if you want to turn up the heat, all you have to do is put root beer on it.
Oh, right on. The soda in it, or yep.
Just open the bottle and start pouring it on there. That some bitch will get hot. You have to watch out for fire. It will get hot. The sugars get in there and they start breaking down that wood and that biomass real quick, and it'll get hot. I've seen them actually start fires. In fact, the wood chip piles we pull from, every once in a while we'll run across water bottles that are in there, and right below where we find the water bottles, because they usually end up breaking open and dumping their water, there'll be a gray mass where there was actually an underground fire, and it got so hot that it actually started smoldering. Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, nice.
So, but with those, just take chicken wire, make you a tower, and like 20, 25, 30 inches. I would say 3 feet. I want to do 3 foot wide towers, 4 foot tall, and fill them up with wood chips and work with those for the heat. That should carry us into the hard part of our winter. A hard part of our winter is only usually about 2 to 3 weeks. So,
Oh, ours is months.
I know, but generally,
that's why I bought that all those bubble wrap rolls, those 4 foot wide bubble wrap rolls. I'm gonna insulate mine with bubble wrap, a couple layers of that bubble wrap, and then put the greenhouse sheeting over that to try to contain some heat.
well, I'm building the framework out of 4x4s, and I'm gonna start. I'm probably going to end up just wrapping it with 6 mil plastic, the whole building. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
Except for the doors, of course. I've got a couple windows that I plan on putting in the framework for the front, but the majority, the doors themselves are going to be the glass doors that I got, and I'm going to build them in the framework so I can slide them out, slide them in. So they're kind of pocket sliders rather than hinge doors. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Barn hanging style doors deal.
Yep.
It's time for pie. It is. She reminded me it's time for pie. But the rest of the place, just figure out, and I'm trying to get away with just doing one coating of plastic. But if it doesn't work out, I can always add another layer of plastic on the inside, so making a double wall kind of deal.
I'm telling you, that bubble wrap is cheap as crap. And there's a lot of that foil insulation that you get now that we're talking about. A lot of that on the other side of it, that's like an R5 insulation value, is all it is bubble wrap with the foil over it. And we've been putting that on some of our roofs.
I'm not going to want foil with the greenhouse. So
no, but I mean, just take the regular bubble wrap without the foil, and you'll get a little bit of R value. And it's so cheap. It's actually crazy cheap. I mean, I got a 4 foot by 50 foot roll, and it was like, I think it was like 25 something on Amazon.
Oh, that's not bad. I just looked at the 6 mil 10 by 100 up at Lowe's, like $87.
Yeah,
it was $87. I mean, that's not horrible, but shit. So I looked at the 20 foot wide by 100 foot. 20 foot wide by 100 foot is a little bit cheaper by square foot.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about I could work with that.
Nice. That green I was looking at Home Depot, that stuff, I can tell you how much. It was 6 mil. I couldn't tell you how much was in it, how many square feet, but it was like 127 for it at Home Depot. Home Depot's prices skyrocketed. I can almost buy stuff at Ace cheaper than I could buy it at Home Depot now, which is weird.
That's weird. That's real weird. And I'll start looking at that too.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check the farm and home places too. We got a place called Dicky Boats. It's a farm and home deal. You can go in there and buy
nice.
bolts by the pound. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Mel, how insulation works is it actually creates different separate pockets of air. And so it limits heat transfer. So each pocket is a little warmer, little warmer, little warmer. So even like with fiberglass insulation, it creates little pockets of air all through that wall that are warmer. And if you could create a warm barrier, the heat won't pass through as much or as quickly. So the bubble wrap is kind of the same concept, to where it's not as thick, but you're not going to get an R13, R20 like you do out of fiberglass insulation or some solid state insulation. But just with having those individual air pockets to create some type of barrier that'll contain some heat, you'll actually gain, possibly R3, R4, even up to R5, which in a greenhouse would be spectacular, I think.
Yeah. The bubble wrap, I understand that. Then the Costco spacing, all that stuff. Yeah, it is an insulator, and it's quite amazing. Yeah.
And I mean, heck, they're even using it on the steel buildings now. I mean, of course, it's got that foil on it, but it ends up giving them an R5, and that bubble wrap they use on the back of that foil is only about 1/4 inch. Hey, Bill, by the way, couldn't sleep.
Princess is up here. This is Princess.
I got woke up and I couldn't go back to sleep.
Everything's okay, I hope.
Yeah, everything's okay.
My baby here.
Kind of. There's things that aren't okay that I can't talk about.
Right on. Well, hopefully everything turns out good. Mel says she could see the puppy wanting some of your snack.
That's exactly what she wanted. Yes, Princess.
She would get along with my dog Sadie, because Sadie has a sweet tooth. If I've got any type of candy bar around, I cannot leave it set around because it will disappear and I'll find the wrapper later.
You're right. She's table surfing now. We can't leave anything out on the back patio at all.
Yep.
Yeah.
And see, they're tricky like that. If you're watching, they'll behave. They'll sit there all nice and everything. But when you turn your back, that's when that training goes out the door. If you're not watching.
Yeah. He's not going to get mad. See what I do.
Exactly.
Last
you
night
didn't
after
see me,
dinner,
so yeah.
Prove
it.
Last night after dinner, I left out what was the leftovers of a macaroni salad. I meant to carry it in and put it away in the fridge. Left it out there, and I got out there this morning. And I was like, "Yep, there's that fucking wrapper." Yep, they did it.
And they clean everything up very well. Even if they get a dish down or something like that, and it's got it, there is not a flake of food left on anything.
And the plate could be broken. Yeah, even if it was,
Yep, they'll still get everything off of it.
Yeah, Princess is a sweet girl, though. She's such a good girl. She'll be a year old the end of August.
Nice.
But she's a great big girl. She's Which I guess she's around 75, 80 pounds right now.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. And she's not a year old yet. So Prince is bigger than her. Prince is probably 100 pounds by now.
Nice.
And yeah, he's beautiful. He is gorgeous. I haven't seen him in the day. Ranger came back with Ricky from their eloping. And I haven't seen Prince since. He's still scared of Ranger. So.
There was a guy from around here. He came and talked to me. He said, "I hear you take in dogs, to if need be." And I told him, I was like, "Man, I got 3 dogs right now." I was like, "I can't." I was like, I don't have a permit for the town for being a foster, care for the pets right now. I'm trying to get one to where then I won't, they can't bug me for having more than 3 dogs and stuff like that. But he had a purebred German Shepherd. He was moving to the Front Range and couldn't take it. He didn't want any money for it. He just wanted a good home. So I called up a person I knew in Yuma, and within about 5 minutes, they called the guy and they were setting it up. And so these people got a new purebred dog with all the papers and everything for free.
Good deal.
Yeah, and it's a good home.
I can't even imagine what a Rottweiler Shepherd. I can kind of imagine, but they could, man, talk about a dog.
One of the dogs I want to actually create was I've seen it before, but I want it's a Rottweiler male with a rusty chow, one of those rusty chows. I'm talking the Chinese chow dog.
Yep.
And that mating right there produces some of the most awesome dogs I've ever seen in my life.
I had a Chow Wolf mix. It was when here in Colorado we could still own the 50/50s, and the 50/50, because now in Colorado you can't have anything that's more than 25% wolf. It used to be we could have up to 50/50, and I had a Chow Wolf mix. Unfortunately, she took on the size of the Chow. She looked like a wolf, but took on the size of the Chow. And apparently it's a dangerous crossbreed because her brain, I had to have her put down. God, she was only about 6 years old. Their brains literally start to outgrow their skull. So I didn't know it at the time when I bought her, but it's apparently a dangerous mix if they take the size of the smaller dog.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, she was starting to go like not rabid or anything, but go wild. And she was unpredictable. And I brought him into the vet. They said she's going to suffer. They said it's going to be painful. And they checked her out and they said that, your best bet would be put her down and let her go easily. So hardest thing I had to do, but I didn't want her to suffer and I didn't want her to get somebody. So.
Right. That'll kill somebody.
Right. Yep.
But yeah, these Anatolian Shepherds and Pyrenees mix is just wow. Now the puppies that from Ricky, she's a full blood Anatolian AKC registered female. So she's bigger than Ranger. She's a good 150 pounds, maybe 160 pounds. She's a big girl.
Wow.
And she ain't fat. She's scary skinny. She's probably still 150 pounds.
Oh, wow.
But she's been filling in over the last month and a half. I've had her since May, and she's, I'm feeding her eggs and, everything I can, vegetables from time to time, stuff like that. Once we get green beans coming in, she loves green beans, so I'll get her.
Nice.
We'll have plenty of green beans coming in. Those things are almost all the way up to the top of that trellis now.
My dogs, for some odd reason, they love carrots, especially cooked carrots. They love them.
Ooh,
I mean, they go nuts over them.
that's
Oh,
good.
wow.
They can eat all they want. I can't eat them.
Right.
I gag on cooked
So,
carrots.
Oh, yeah. The
I can eat them
texture.
raw. I don't know. I don't know. I can eat them raw though. I eat them raw all the time. I
but
just
she's
can't eat them.
pregnant now with rangy babies. They just came back. She's pregnant with Rangers, uh, babies.
Awesome.
Yeah. So,
How old is she?
she's about maybe 3 years old.
Okay.
You know, I think she's like 3, maybe 4. You know, but
Uh,
man, I have to look at the
Um,
registration again, but find out for sure. But
um,
yeah, she. Oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry about that. I was just going to answer Mel real quick. She asked if beans were okay for dogs. Actually, a lot of the vets, I don't know about beans specifically, but a lot of those things, that roughage, just like allowing them to eat a certain amount of grass, is actually really good for their digestive systems. So actually, I know, like, I was worried about them eating the carrots and stuff. My vet told me he's like, if they like that type of snack over the others, he said, give them that. He said, that's the best thing you could do for them. So a lot of those vegetables are pretty good for them.
Right. The beans now, pork and beans and chili beans and stuff like that. I'm sure it's not going to hurt them, but I'm going to tell you what, you're going to wish you never did.
Your house
Especially
is
if
going
they
to be a
live
mess.
in the same space as you. Don't do
Yep.
it.
And
Don't
that
do
is
it.
fact. That is fact. Yeah, I've had a dog just clean out my bowl of chili before, and I couldn't breathe in my room after about 2 hours.
And that lasts for a day or so. Yeah, you're like,
Uh-huh.
oh God, you gotta go outside. This ain't working. No.
Molly, she's a riot because when she rips one, it scares the crap out of her. So she doesn't know what to do. She's like running off, looking around, and she's a riot when she gets gassy.
Oh yeah, no, Mel. My dogs, they hunt. They bring deer and raccoons and possums and coyotes and all kinds of crazy stuff. I mean, they brought back an armadillo one day. But I've seen a couple armadillos through here. They got chewies for like 3 months when they get an armadillo. They'll just chew on the skin. It's like I still got chewies out there that are armadillo. They still pick them up and try to chew on them.
I remember living on the. Oh, sorry, Bill.
My dog, every time I eat a banana, she expects me to give her a piece of the banana. She just
Nice.
her mouth starts watering because she knows I'm a sap. I'll freaking give her a piece of banana. But this is a dog. I don't know other dogs that'll eat grapefruits and stuff. My dog loves grapefruit. I mean,
Nice.
I've never seen a dog eat grapefruits.
My brother's dogs are the douche hounds, you know, Dutch hounds. I call them douche hounds. But they eat pineapple.
She'll eat a jalapeno. She'll eat a jalapeno. It doesn't bother her at all. I don't want her starting eating my chilies though, so I don't want to really, get her a taste for them.
Right.
Got serranos popping out already. Serrano peppers.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
My Anaheims are producing, so I've got 4 or 5. Guess what? The okras started producing now. I just pulled the first of the okras off today. Had about 5 or 6 of them. So they're starting to grow them now. And in the next week, I'll be picking out an armful of those. I'm going to build stackable crates so I can take them. Keep the I got roll paper, and I'll just build the trays as wide as the paper is, and so I can paper the crate and make them
Those
all so they can
beans,
stack them in my car when we go out to market.
those beans, can they take a lot of water?
Yeah, they can take a bunch of water.
Are they a type of crop that you got to water a lot or not?
I do on mine, but we're dry here.
Yeah, I water mine every day, so yeah. Huckleberry's going to get ice cream.
Well, I want to make sure they're getting enough water, but they're popping out of the ground right now. So
They're pretty good about water. The more water they got, the more productive they are. I'll say that.
You get a lot larger and a lot better fruit out of them, definitely.
Right. I keep a 2 or 3 inch layer of wood chips on the ground where they come out, and I water them for 30 minutes a day with the sprinkler.
huh.
A good trick, if you don't have wood chips and you got a lot of cardboard, put cardboard down. It'll keep the weeds from coming up and store that moisture. You got to pick it up when you water, but put it back down and everything. Or you could go through a pitchfork, poke holes in it, and then just water through it.
Oh, I'd have the worst case of earwigs if I put cardboard down.
Mm.
They just love that. They love paper and cardboard.
Right.
Really moving.
In fact, I think they like wood chips too.
Well,
And then
wood
they
chips
come
keep the
out at
moisture
night.
in the ground, and they generally, I don't have much problem with it. But I've been using
Well,
those. I did. Go ahead.
they come out at night and eat the leaves on all my plants in my garden.
Put a teaspoon of dish soap in about a half gallon of water and go out there and spray it on there. That dish soap will get rid of a lot of that.
Well, I feed my plants Dawn, so I got a 1 gallon water can which I got to repair tomorrow. But I fill up that gallon of water water can. I put a beer in there, 4 ounces of Dawn dish detergent, and 2 ounces of fish emulsion. Mix it up with a stick and turn around, and that's what I feed my garden with. So yeah, the
Nice.
dish detergent actually, when it gets to the roots, it opens the pores on the roots so they can absorb more of the nutrition in the soil.
And
My
bugs
huckleberry.
can't stand dish soap.
Mm-mm.
Oh, right
Bugs
on,
can't
Canoe.
stand
Good
it.
idea.
But it takes 1 beer, one 12-ounce beer.
You know, that beer has a
Educated.
lot of protein in it. And the protein and with all the hops and everything in that probably gives the plants a pretty good boost.
Yeah, it's a superfood. I got tomatoes. I don't know if you guys have seen them yet, but I've got tomatoes that takes 2 hands to hold them.
Yeah, you had the picture of you held one up one night live on chat.
Yeah.
One of those big ones. Yep.
If I get a lot of serranos, I will probably try to get some seed out of them.
My peppers are all stems right now because I've got a family of rabbits that apparently like pepper leaves.
My rabbits are eating the onions.
The onions? Oh, mine are loving the peppers right now.
I have one that's eating onions, and it's eating all my onions down to the ground damn near. I mean, the onions are still growing. I mean, they're going to put it out. They're pushing up again, but.
Yep. Oh, they're probably doing your rabbit's probably doing the same thing mine are. They'll let it grow a little bit and then they'll eat it right back down to this little nub. and then they'll let it grow a little bit, eat it right back down. It's like you little turds.
My,
Oh yeah, the cherry tomatoes, guys. I'll do a video on it. I got to do a couple different videos, but I'll do a video on it. But I got cherry. Huckleberries reminded me. I've got cherry tomatoes that are growing like cherry tomatoes, but they're more like bigger tomatoes than they're not cherries, dude. These things are already $half size tomatoes.
You
Cherry
gave them too much. You gave them too much beer, or they don't know they're supposed to be small.
It's gonna look like, you know, those tomatoes you buy in the store that they're the big tomatoes and they got the vine all still on them. Have you seen those in the
Right.
organic section?
Yep.
I could be doing that.
Yep.
I'm going to be doing that. These are just cherry tomatoes, dude. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
have you ever seen onions go to seed?
Yeah. In fact, we've been collecting seeds recently.
I have these onions when I first moved in here where I live, and that they just started growing, and they were just leftovers from the people that lived here before, and they started going to seed, and I just now I've got onions all over the place. I mean, I just don't even have to. I don't have to buy onions. I just go out and grab an onion whenever I want.
Yep. And year after year, they'll keep coming back more and more and more and more of them.
Oh
I've got
yeah,
a spot. Yep.
they grow. They literally grow like weeds. And I just planted. Canoes was talking about how he likes purple garlic. I had some purple garlic starting to sprout and planted it. So I'm gonna have purple garlic growing here.
Nice.
Yeah. Yep. Finally got me some purple garlic and white garlic. I've got white garlic and purple garlic. I don't.
So,
I can't tell the difference.
so are you in a house with a pretty good yard then?
I don't have a big yard. No, I don't have a big yard, and I don't have a really big garden. My garden is what you would call a victory garden.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
I like talking to Jason the other night. It just like what everybody, thinks I packed a lot into my yard, but it's not crowded. And it's amazing how much you could fit into a smaller area if you do it, do it up.
You drive up and down the road here, and you'll see all these people that never had gardens before. Now they do.
Yep. I see people with their front yards with gardens in them now.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, I'm seeing people putting up trellises to grow viney
Right.
type of plants.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all over in their front yard.
And it's a win-win because you know what's going into it, so you know what you're eating. And even if everything gets cheaper, you're still going to save money by growing it yourself. It's a good thing to, right?
You're just flat out going to be healthier. And if you have a way to preserve stuff, which I think there's a lot of people getting into preserving too, canning and all that.
Yep. My sisters and my mom do all that. Luckily, I'm not good at it and everything. I'll help them with it, but they call the shots. I'll do stirring and stuff like that.
I run two dehydrators when it starts coming time to start picking things. I've got two dehydrators. I even watch my neighbors and the park. There's a park down the road that's got some, I guess they call them swamp cherries. And I dehydrated a bunch of swamp cherries too. And they're kind of a sour cherry. They're big like a plum, but they're a cherry.
Oh, those are currants. That's what those are. Those are currants.
What are?
What are you talking about? They're like a plum, but they're actually cherries. They're called currant.
Oh, currants are little small red berries.
Not the ones I've seen. Yeah, that's what they call currants.
Oh, they grow wild up here. They grow wild up in the mountains up here. Bears get in them. Little
Yeah.
small red berries.
But none of
They're
my
bush.
none of my fruit trees are producing this year. So,
Swamp cherries well, my friend called them swamp cherries. They might be something else. I don't know. I don't know what they are. I'm not familiar with those. But we have black cherries and those swamp cherries, and then we've got that I can get for free. Anything I can get for free that I could just pick what hangs over my fence or out of
right.
the park or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people, I haven't done this, but I kind of wonder. I've seen a lot of people let their fruit fall to the ground and not even, not even clean it up. And I'm thinking maybe this year I'm gonna stop and see if I can get some apples and stuff from some of my neighbors that don't ever pick them. Because I'd like to have a lot of dehydrated apples.
Yeah.
I like
Well, I'm trying to start cherries. I'm trying to start cherry trees. We had some really awesome cherries that we bought, and it's supposed to be full organic and all that stuff, non-GMO. And we saved the seeds, and I soaked them for a week, and then stuck them in the pots. So we'll see if I can grow a cherry tree out of it.
I took zucchini squash, and cut them, kind of thick, and I put them in a pickle jar. I just use a jar, and I don't throw away my pickle juice. I reuse the pickle juice to pickle other things. So, yeah, I've got a couple of jars of pickles that are like down to the last little bit, and I'm going to save the pickle juice. And then what I do is I put the zucchinis in the pickle juice, take it out, or I'll marinate it in something, and take it out and dehydrate it. Bang! I'm telling you what, you could munch on them. They are so good.
Yes.
Zucchinis will give you a load of food right there.
Well,
Two,
I've got, you know what? I've staked up my zucchinis this year. Never done that before, but I staked them up, and they're doing really good. They really cleared up yeah.
so
here's
I've dehydrated turnips, carrots, uh, uh, any of the root bulb type things. I've dehydrated them. I've dehydrated potatoes in the dehydrator.
oh, wow.
I chop them with one of those ripple cutters. Like, what I'm talking about? It looks kind of like an ulu, but it makes a zigzag pattern for like making ruffles, chips. I've done that, and I've done it with turnips and radishes. I've dehydrated radishes. They're good. You throw some radishes in a soup or something like that, and it goes right back to like it was.
You were talking about GMOs. Here's something that's kind of weird. My 5-in-1 trees that I bought, since they've got the different types of branches grafted on, they're considered modified, a genetic modification. So they're considered GMO, even though it's just different branches of different trees being grafted on. I got a kick out of that. So I'm growing GMO apples, peaches, cherries, and pears, apparently.
All grafted? Are they grafted?
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, they're grafted on. They're the 5-in-1s and 4-in-1s, the little dwarf trees.
I found They built a apartment complex there, but before they built that, there was the an orchard of all kinds of weird fruits and stuff. I didn't know what they were, and a lot of them were grafted. You'd see nectarines on a peach tree, and things
Right.
like that. But eventually, they became some weird kind of fruit. I don't know if they were doing pollinating experiments or what, but these fruit, I couldn't tell what they were, but they tasted great. Just really odd fruit. I couldn't figure out what they were. And
Well,
they went wild. Nobody had watered them or
nice.
anything. So they were probably, really deeply rooted in really old trees.
Well, like you got, I think it's the one they call dragon fruit that's actually a cross between passion fruit and the one with the little red seeds. I can't remember what it is.
Pomegranate.
Pomegranate, yeah. And they call it a dragon fruit, and it's really good. And it's just a cross between that the GMO stuff is so vague on the description that they put all of that in it, even if they cross different things. It's all
That's
considered.
to muddy the waters. That's to muddy the waters so you don't know the insidious things that they do with GMOs.
There's definitely, Monsanto went way too far. I mean, we can all agree on that, on some of their stuff.
Well, they're part of the eugenics program. Monsanto is heavy into DNA study and gene splicing and things like that. And they happen to, they're agricultural based, but they're into that stuff. They
Well,
know
hey
what
guys,
DNA
I'm gonna drop out for. I'm gonna.
Okay, I'm gonna try and go back to sleep.
Yeah, I should probably crash too.
Yeah, it's midnight here, and I'm like, okay, I got to get up and get this done again. I'm on trailer. This is trailer 7. I'm finished up today, and
It was
I'll be
nice.
trailer
Thank
number 8 tomorrow.
Thanks for letting me up here.
You got it, brother.
Thanks for coming up. I
Hey,
know.
thanks everybody. Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. I was just gonna say, even though they got me where I can't do much. I'm trying to stay on the same sleep schedule so I don't, start back up next week and then have struggle getting up in the morning. So trying to remain on the sleep schedule somewhat. So
Right
on, guys.
Yeah, but take it easy, bud, and don't stress yourself out too much. But you don't have to go crazy. All right. Good news. God bless you. Melissa,
take care, y'all. Good night.
Thank you for hanging out with us, man. We do this every night, except for Thursday and Sunday nights. We usually hang out with Tanya Sharma and Memes Corner on Twitch, and it's on Twitch. Her channel is Tanya 5 Hour. So that's where we normally are on Thursday nights. Thank you for hanging out with us, man. I hope you enjoyed yourself. And we do this every night, though, usually around 10 to 11 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. So God bless you. My Huckleberry, Jason, man, everybody that was here tonight. Jason and Zoom, of course, and Scott, Missouri Redneck. God, man, you guys, Rusty Grammar, and Diesel Defects was in there. Marion was probably lurking. All you guys, love you all, man. Lurkers and not. Thank you for hanging out with us, participating with us. Like I said, when I start the show, this ain't my show. This is your show. So you want to participate, choose your level of participation. God bless you, and we will see you tomorrow night. Dream well, Patriots. We're going to win this shit.